Nice.
All right. Today we are riding the Project Echelon Veterans Group, which mows down for riding with veterans, no matter what branch of service they served in or when they served. It always makes for a fun ride. And so, welcome back. Welcome. If it's your first time on my channel, or not the first time, I appreciate your viewership, appreciate your time. I always want to do my best to add what information I have, add what information I can, but also a big part of this, my channel's mission is to showcase the groups that I ride in and the talent, the fun, hopefully for those who, excuse me, for those who maybe are solo riders like I was for a really long time. I've been riding Zwift for easily a handful of years, since just before, just after year one of the platform. And I've always been a solo rider, participated in different events here and there, but for the most part never wanted to do like any sort of team stuff, any sort of group rides. But once I got my smart trainer, my elite Diretto, I wanted to do more. I wanted to participate in group rides more and venture out, and that's helped me significantly with my fitness. Zwift officially bumped up my FTP a little bit more from, I think, 210, 211, somewhere around there, to 216, which doesn't sound like a lot, but considering the weeks that I've had and where I'm at with my fitness, the last few rides I've done, which I didn't record, I felt I did really good, really good. So a couple weeks ago I had very what potentially could have been a very scary health scare. Had some like weird pressure as my heart rate increased that was going into my head and really making me feel like something was going crazy. So I spent about a week where that was happening, and talked to my doctors. They did scans and everything, and nothing conclusive. So I'm back on it. Took a week to somewhat take it easy, and then the second week after that, which is essentially last week, went a little bit harder to see kind of where I'm at. Don't have that pain, don't have any resembling that pain. So these last few rides over the last few days have been putting a lot of effort, a lot of intense rides, and feel good. So this is my essentially a rest day for me, even though it's 1.5 to 2 watts per kilogram, which is on the higher end of, that's probably my zone 3, zone 4-ish pace, but it's gonna be worth it. So I'm excited, and got less than a minute, so time to switch up what I'm listening to something with a little bit more bump in it, just to keep my energy right, keep my mentality right. So excited. And yeah, and considering where I was at with this health scare, I wanted to really make sure that I am getting back to my best. So I changed my routine a bit, changed my eating routine. So I was previously focused on staying basically staying unfueled for the rides, and I do, and I am. And then from there, kind of eating a little bit freely throughout the rest of the day. Generally before, and generally before, I would, I don't want to get too far ahead of the group. I would, eat like I normally eat, big breakfast, and then, decent sized lunch, and kind of not eat after my ride. Some nights I would, some nights I wouldn't. Problem I was having is I was eating a lot of junk food, a lot of pretzels, crackers, cookies, that kind of stuff. Usually my vice, and candies. And so I don't know if that exacerbated whatever was going on, but definitely wasn't helping. So cut all that out for the most part. Went to a 1 meal a day. In the last 5 days, essentially, I've had 4 meals. Did from Friday to Saturday, a 24-hour water fast. And then Saturday evening, or Saturday afternoon, I had some food with my family. And then same thing Sunday, same thing today. So for the last 4-ish days I've had, yes, for 4 days, 3 meals is what it was. And I plan on sticking to that. I feel good. I feel, myself again. Admittedly, the ride that I did yesterday was pretty intense for the New York big spin. I was trying to get the jersey for New York, or the hat, but I didn't get either. So kind of frustrated because I put in a lot of effort. Did a big effort on the climbs especially. But it is what it is. So I'm here now, rolling out. And then after watching the Road to A's channel, he did the lap series, stage 3 of the lap series. And it really, like, some of the other videos I've seen on that, I'm like, okay, cool. But his, like, I don't know, I saw his and I was like, man, I really got to try this. Like, I really got to go for it. Considering he's a category B rider, I believe. Really kicking butt, working hard to get himself to Cat A. I'm Cat C, but I never really, tested myself. It's just what Zwift and Zwift Power have assigned me. So that's what I'm sticking to for now. But I do plan on there's a group that invited me to join them tomorrow. So I want to see if I can do that, because I think it's awesome to have had someone from a group or a group reach out. I don't know, what made them do it, but it's kind of cool. I wouldn't have expected that. If you've ever seen Ready Player One, my thought going into this was always like, I'm going to be a solo guy. I'm never going to plane up. But, the group rides are awesome, and they're fun, and I enjoy them, and anything I can do to showcase them, I will. So, depending on how structured this group is, and if they're really going to look for me to kind of be a focused team member, where I'm doing stuff with them multiple times a week and, required to participate kind of level, then, we'll see how that goes. I'm not entirely sure I'm ready for that yet. Still kind of want a freelance ride and race. So I'm going to take part in a race, whether it's that one tomorrow or coming up this week. See how I do. I feel like I have the right equipment for racing, between my Felt AR1 bike and my DT Swiss wheels. I only have the Aero wheel set, but I also have the disc wheel set, which, man, I've been riding the disc wheel set for the last couple weeks. And wow, those things are impressive. They're aero wheel set I've ridden for a while now. Been over, I think, like 4 weeks or something. I like them a lot. That's what I'm riding right now. And so, hope it makes sense for me to keep those equipped, because that's what I like. I like the combination of them. Since I got this bike and equipped the wheels, I've won probably a handful of sprints in terms of PRs, and taken first place on the sprints. PRs I've gotten dozens since switching to the set. But and then also over the last few weeks, my fitness has improved, which is obviously why my FTP went up. But lots of PRs, lots of sprints won, lots of climbing PRs, which that was the most surprising for me. I feel like this bike in combination is exceptionally fast uphill, and so it might not be suitable for like the ultra steep climbs, but for these like undulating hills, these 3 to 6% climbs, it is a rocket. So I love it. And I think that's also where my fitness is accelerating. When I did the New York stage yesterday, I was climbing at 300 to 500 watts, sometimes 580, which is a lot of power for me. I can't sustain that for very long, so when climbs like the leg snapper, those are perfect for me, because those are 1-2 minute climbs where I can put out all max effort, and then I'm spent. But I can pull that off at over 400 watts, which is uncharacteristically high for me. So I like it. And like I said, combination with this kit, with the bike and wheels, I feel like it's done great for me. The last time I did the leg snapper, I was in the top 10 of the people that were there in that map. So I was proud of that. Not something that I get often, especially prior to this. And so that's all that in combination motivated me to want to start racing, even if it's just once a week or once every couple weeks, just to see where I'm at. I do intend on doing some more structured work, but this 2 to 3 days of hard riding and 3 or 4 days of soft riding, zone 2-ish work, or a day off, has been working great for me. Like I said, since I got my smart bike, or smart trainer, I have excelled significantly from where I started. Where first time I rode this Elite Diretto, I could not, I did I think a 30-minute ride, and I was dead. It was painful. Really, it was really an eye-opener, because I have my trainer difficulty set to max. I personally like leaving it there. It's a bit of a pain, especially with group rides, because you end up spending a lot of time flying forward, flying back, flying forward, flying back. But for training for fitness, it's pushed me to really ensure that I am putting out the watts that I need when I need to, so I can keep up. And I think those undulations have really helped me build the strength in my legs. I also do squats, not every day, but a couple times a week. I'll do squats before my breakfast, or before I start my day. And since I had back surgery a few years back, I can't do a weighted squat over my shoulders, so I have a modified setup where I can still do the squat but hold the weight in front of me, kind of carrying it in front of me, and it works. So yeah. It's supposed to be 1.5 to 2, but this ride feels good. Like, I feel really good right now. Nice tight group. And so, which at first when I started, when I connected, it was like 12 minutes early. And I'm the, it's a veterans group, so probably like a lot of us, you get antsy as time approaches, and I got myself connected and did my best to be patient about warming up, and there's only like 4 or 5 people here, and 10, and then 20, and there's a huge bunch right now. It says 50. It looks much bigger than that. But whatever it is, it's awesome. Great group. First group ride that I've done where it's like everybody's well connected. Like the bunch is nice and tight. And here I go rolling off the front, trying not to. I will stay in the group, I promise. Alright, now let's see if I can stay here without riding away. Oh, R. Higgins. I know him. I recognize the name at least. What is going on? I'm like trying to staying on the group, but it's like I pedal forward and it flies me up to the front. So weird. And the Zwift Insider just did a nice right up on that kind of zone where you can put effort out, not put effort out, and kind of feel like you're not going anywhere. You're kind of in that bubble where you've got the right amount of drift, right amount of draft, and so you don't have to put out a lot of effort, but the moment you get beyond that zone, then you can put like an extra 50, 60, 70 watts, and you'll slowly eventually push out of that zone. And so I feel like group rides is kind of similar. I feel like there's spots where you can roll great, and then I've been in instances where, like with the pacer bots, I have a love-hate relationship with those things. The floater pacer bots, I'm good, but the 2.1, 2.2, it's like I get dropped right off the back immediately, and then I'll spend minute to 2 minutes time trialing to try and catch up, and in that time frame I'll be doing, so like I said, 2 to 2.2 watts, somewhere in that range. I'll be doing 4 watts, 5 watts per kilogram to try and catch up, and they'll pull a minute to a minute and a half on me, and I just won't catch up. And so, like I mentioned before, I can't do those kind of watts for long, so eventually I stop trying to catch them and just ride my ride. But ultimately, I can catch them on climbs, like I can accelerate on climbs on those pacer bots, but I hate getting ahead and then you end up getting dropped, and then you reconnect and dropped again and reconnect, and so I try not to play that game. Ultimately, what I found is for pacer bots, if you're going to do that, then disable your trainer difficulty and just run the numbers yourself. just find a gear that works for you and stay in that gear to push the watts you need to stay in that watts per kilogram range required. So that way you're not slinking, or like in the military, when you're doing road marches, you used to call out, at least the Marines, yell out AT&T. And what that meant was, reach out and touch somebody. You're slinking behind, you gotta pull forward, catch up to the guy in front of you. So that way, the slinky effect will take an organized group and make it chaos very quick. So these are the little climbs that I can, thanks to this bike, I can pull forward with ease. But again, that watch penalty for me, because that means I have to slow down or stop pedaling for a second or two. If I don't run off the front, and then in that time, I feel like it's pulling me off the back. I feel like it's so weird. I've never had it pull me front this hard, like this quickly before. I wonder if there's a update to the drafting in the latest version. So, keeping the group, keeping the pace. Like I said, I don't want to outrun this group. Looking at the Drift Companion app. I like how clustered the group is. And so, oh, excuse me. I don't know why. It's not happening when I'm by myself, not recording. Alright. Drop the wattage a bit. That's still good now. I'm on a flat so it doesn't pass me. Yep. I did want to mention, for those who see the rubber hoses coming out of my handlebars, if you look at one of my last community posts, posted a video of Dr. Andrew Huberman talking about Palmer cooling. So basically using something to cool the palms to better extract heat out of the body. And what they found is when you do that, you can almost double your performance. And so I feel like my recovery techniques are really my claim to fame, so to speak. Like, I feel like I can recover with the best of them, which is why I can do 2, 3 days, 4 days back to back with, or even 7 days a week. Like, when I do these rides, there's times where I don't hold back how much time. And so, even though it's not the entire ride, but it's still, I can still pull out 400 or 500 watts on these climbs for a minute, 2 minutes, and be good, and do that repeatedly. And so I did a stage last week, which was I think it was a pace, like group pace and not race group ride, which was fantastic. Really had a lot of fun with that group. and we were pulling hard. Like it was on the Glasgow crit circuit, which I'd never ridden before, at least not with any like significance. I think I'd ridden it once before, but it was an eye opener. It was hard, and so I was with the front group, or close to the front, and we were holding 2 to 2.6, 2.8 watts per kilogram. I'm about 95-ish kilograms, so pulling some hard numbers, and we'd go up that, one specific hill in the crit course, and every lap I did, I got better until the last couple laps I PR'd. And I think I PR'd on that course for that fine. Let's say, ultimately, I think we ended up doing it 12 times. I probably PR'd like 8 times. We kept going that hard. And so in that hour or so that I rode with them, I did good. Like I held my own, and I feel like part of that is because my recovery routine is, from my body, for me, is on point. I have a amino acid supplement that I drink right after I work out. I have I don't know if you're going to name it. A creatine electrolyte stick that I drink right after it, or with my amino acids. So generally, you'll see like we're 22 minutes in, I haven't touched my bottle. I generally don't drink a lot of water while I'm riding. I should get better at that. But I'll drink whatever's left in my water, which I have electrolytes in. And I'll post on the community feature. I'll post what I use, as well as in the video. I'll post what I drink. And so I have my Redmond's electrolytes with my water. I have my amino acids right after, along with the creatine electrolyte supplement. Sometimes I will drink some omega fish oils, and I take a hot shower, specifically to put a lot of hot water on my thighs. Part of recovery is kind of keeping the environment available for blood flow. So warming up my thighs. I have this bar for my handlebars have a hose pumped through it, and so it pushes cold water that I have in a bucket in front of me that's off camera. And so that bucket has enough cool water to cool my hands down, and you'll see if I stop pedaling, my heart rate starts to drop immediately, and every second or two it's at 1 beat per minute, dropping. And so from what Dr. Andrew Huberman talks about, as well as the researcher that he got that from, Dr. Andy Galpin, is basically the quicker you can cool your core temperature, the quicker you can recover and re-engage. And so what they were seeing is people who were doing that were literally, multiples doing better than they previously were. And one of the big key factors to it is not only were they increasing like their pull-ups and dips and exercises they were doing, not only were they increasing it by many multiples, but also how long they could do the exercise. They were retaining that fitness advantage. So they were growing, essentially. The muscles were growing and basically what's it called? Adapting to that stressor. And so where let's say they could do 10 pull-ups before in a minute, after, you know, a few minutes of cooling their body through their palms and then going back, they could do another 10, another 10, and just basically repeating that for a long time. And they were able to maintain that level of fitness a lot easier. So can't say whether or not this is perfect for me, but I can tell you that when I'm doing this, my heart rate definitely recovers faster, even better. So I've tried it without putting ice in the water, and I really feel like when I do put ice in the water, the temperature of the bar drops down about 10-ish degrees below ambient temperature. So right now it's a little over 82 degrees in my garage. So the bar, because I put ice in, it should be in the upper 60s. And that temperature difference, I really feel like keeps me fresh, especially for these kind of rides, these zone 2 type of rides. And so I'm happy that we're kind of staying in that realm. But yeah, so I feel like a combination of all that, obviously getting good rest, has really helped me with my fitness over the last couple weeks. I've really seen a jump in my fitness, which is why I was very excited when I saw that Zwift raised my FTP. They said it's not much, you know, 211 to 216 or whatever it was prior. Not a big jump, but when you look at my power numbers, I think my 15-second power number speaks for itself. I have over 800 watts, 15-second power, so sprints, I can pull, kind of get over 1,000. Not quite hit there yet. And then same thing with these short burst climbs. And a lot of that I can do that without putting a lot of stress. So like these short, quick undulations, I can do them without my heart rate changing all that much. But it's the long rides, long climbs that mess me up. And so as a part of my garage setup, I also have 2 big fans. One in front, one back. Because I just saw the temperature is 83 right now. And even though I have the door cracked open to the house, which lets in some cool air, it is still nice. Like you get just enough cooling to keep me from overheating real fast, but on tougher rides, it's nowhere near enough. Definitely not enough. So I forgot how good these rims are on these group rides. I think that's why it keeps staying to me. Because it's like, I know I'm not pulling 1.5 to 2.4 watts. Or maybe. I can't tell. I can't have my video projected onto a wall, and where it's projecting I have my wireless router and wires, and my fuse panel is all there, and so that information gets cut out. But I've seen a couple people have used different plugins like Sauce and some others to readjust how the data is displayed. So I might consider that, playing with that down the road, once I can kind of get fixed on how I want that to look. For now, I'm okay with this Zwift setup. kind of push to the front and start pulling the group a little harder, but nah, I like it. Not doing that. This is what I needed for today, especially after my ride yesterday in New York. I did a short course for the big spin. Really hoping for that jersey, but didn't happen. And yeah, so it was my last chance to get it. I should have taken advantage of the week that it was running. Could have done it more times, but opted not to. And then that was the start of, I think it was by stage 3, was when I started to get that feeling in my head. And so I didn't want to push my luck. So which right now, I'm kind of in the opposite mode. I'm pushing my luck because I don't like what I felt. I don't like that it just went away. And so I kind of need to get symptoms to come back so I can get my doctor to take me a little more seriously on this issue, because like I said, at 95 kilograms, I could stand to lose weight, but what I don't want is some mysterious underlying something causing any potential risks. That's the reason why I keep the door open, because in case of emergency, I can, hopefully, if I'm able to, you can call out and get help. The coffee breaks. I think the best time to use the coffee breaks is going uphill. You get the biggest advantage in 3 minutes. Saving 3 minutes going uphill feels like you're letting the legs take a weekend off. But then you jump back into it after the 3 minutes is up.
Nice.
And right back to where you started. And so these days, I'm doing my best not to use any of the power-ups and stuff like that, because again, this is what's helping me, my fitness, help me get stronger. Conscious, because it's the hill, and I end up going too far to the front. I don't want to I have a problem with leading the group, but I don't want to drag the group faster than they plan on going. I gotta say, this sugar cookie route, specifically the Southern Coast route, I love. I love the graphics behind it, the undulations, the long stretches. It is probably one of my favorite routes, but it's still not easy. And so back there by themselves. I think this is the tightest formation I've seen in a long time. And we pace, not race group, I think was just as good at staying tight. And so this is refreshing, because some of the other groups I've ridden, it can be all over the place, where they advertise one thing and then you're going well beyond that. That's part of why I like recording these and uploading these, because people need to know that this is a group that keeps to its standards. I see something there with a real ball cap. I wonder if there's a way to manually add it or earn it differently. These numbers to me are an anomaly. I feel like I should be going much harder to keep with the group standards, but I'm not. Now, I truly do feel like it's the rims. They're super aerodynamic and lightweight. And so I do race tomorrow, depending on the course. I'll probably keep them equipped.
Ride on!
Now I'll switch to the disc wheels. I can pull some good watts with that, with the disc wheels too. Almost hurting me more to stay seated. I'm not putting any effort on these climbs. Hey, I don't know if that was a group setting. Maybe that's what it is. The group setting changed my difficulty setting. I don't know if that's possible. Let's see. I feel the incline change. I feel like I'm not putting any effort. For sure. No, that's one. Think of this one. How far out we go? It's way too low, catch me off guard. I'm working myself up ready for this sprint that's still a long ways away. I think I finally see what direction I'm moving on the map. So that line, these people so tight. Because they're trying to keep everybody together. Hopefully one dude that's way off the back. That's what it is. That's why this feels weird to me. Because it seems like the setup's that way, the group stays together. No matter what people are putting out as far as wattage goes. At least within the watt range. Sprint's coming up, so we'll see. Oh my god.
9.
Jesus. That was fun. Definitely not built for those 500-meter rides or sprints. Wow. I think good time I'll be able to hold that wattage a little stronger. But also gonna fix my. I get into like 9th gear, and to 9th and 10th, or 10th and 11th, somewhere around there, I can't downshift. So it's causing me issues shifting into those gears. I'm not maxing out what I could do wattage wise. So another sprint maybe. Could use my power up. Although I have the drafting power up, so maybe that wouldn't help. Because it seems like the group was designed so that way you can't far out exceed the group performance. Okay. About 4 minutes left. Complete this ride. It's after good. Over in this front. Fairly easy rock, which is what I was hoping for today. And thank you for your service, not just for the organizers, but also for those in the group, whether you served or not in the military or civil service. It is warm. 30 seconds. And chaos, and the rest of his rough world begins.
Bring it!
There's Martin. Martin. Yeah, that's the bridge. I'll follow the bridge. That's a 30 kilometers. I'm done. All right. I'm gonna stop here. If you stayed this long, appreciate you. And I hope you come back for more. Have a good night. Hey, I leveled up. There you go.